Gram Parsons, named in Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest artists of all time, was born Ingram Cecil Connor III on November 5, 1946, in Winter Haven, Florida. Although he was born into a wealthy, loving family, tragedy hit Gram Parsons early and hard when Gram and his sister Avis lost their father to suicide 2 days before Christmas, 1958. Gram was just 12 years old. 7 years later, Parsons' mother would die from cirrhosis caused by years of alcoholism. Inspired by Elvis Presley, Parsons started playing music at a young age, and by his early teens was already playing in nightclubs. However, although Parsons is best known as a pioneer of country rock, he did not develop an interest in country music until he attended Harvard University, where he heard the music of Merle Haggard for the first time. Parsons didn't stay long at Harvard. By 1967, he had moved to Los Angeles where, 1 year later, he would find himself playing with the Byrds. The Byrds were in the process of disbanding when Parsons befriended Byrds bassist Chris Hillman, who invited him to join the band as a pianist. Upon joining, Parsons took over vocal duties and reshaped the band's sound from folk to country.
You ain't going nowhere. Right behind. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh, we gonna fly.
He played a pivotal role in making what's considered the band's greatest album, Sweetheart of the Rodeo. Years later, the Byrds' Roger McGuinn, who, despite being the group's leader, couldn't get any of his own songs on the album, would say that he thought he had recruited just a piano player, only to end up with a monster in sheep's clothing, George Jones in a sequin suit. Sweetheart of the Rodeo features two now classic Parsons songs, 100 Years From Now and Hickory Wind.
That I'm getting the feel of hickory wind. I've started out young.
After finishing the album, Parsons moved to France, where he lived with his friend Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones. Parsons' country influence on the Stones can be heard on their seminal album, Exile on Main Street. Rumor has it that Parsons may even have contributed backing vocals on Sweet Virginia.
It was almost as if it was a magnetic sort of attraction to each other. I miss him still, sadly, dearly.
Due to his excessive drinking, however, Richards' girlfriend, Anita Pallenberg, asked Parsons to leave. Parsons returned to LA where he reteamed with Chris Hillman, forming the Flying Burrito Brothers. Their debut album, The Gilded Palace of Sin, was released in 1969. The cover featured Parsons wearing his signature nudie suit. According to Hillman, Parsons' best vocals ever are featured in the songs Hot Burrito No. 1 and Hot Burrito No. 2.
He may feel all your charms. He may hold you in his arms, but I'm the one who let you in.
Although it was critically acclaimed, the album was not commercially successful. The group released a second album, which is most notable for its cover of Wild Horses, the first recording released of the song penned by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards.
Childhood living.
And he said, I want you to hear this song, man, because I think it's something that you might be interested in. And he played me Wild Horses and Brown Sugar. And I asked Mick if we could put it on our next album if we didn't release it as a single. And he thought about it and said, all right. And then they didn't release it, I think, for almost a year after that.
Parsons began working on his first solo album in the early 70s. By this point, he was heavily into drugs and alcohol. Nevertheless, he recruited a young country singer, Emmylou Harris, to sing backing vocals.
I called her up, and she said, sure, come on down. And I met her at the train station, and I sang with her the rest of the night. And she just kept getting better and better. She can sing anything that you're doing in perfect harmony as long as you look at her, and if you raise your eyebrows, if you're going up on a note, she goes right up with you in perfect pitch.
The album, titled GP, was released in 1973 and featured Elvis Presley's lead guitarist James Burton. After touring for a while, Parsons started work on his masterpiece, Grievous Angel, which again featured Harris and Burton. The most famous song from that album was the Parsons-Harris duet, Love Hurts.
Isn't true. No, it isn't true. Love is just a lie made to make you blue. Love hurts.
On July 14, 1973, a member of Parsons' band, Clarence White, was killed by a drunk driver. At White's funeral, Parsons reportedly informed his friend, Phil Kaufman, of his final wish, to be cremated in his favorite place, Joshua Tree National Park. Despite the tragic loss of their bandmate, Parsons and Harris continued plans for a fall tour to promote the album. Parsons decided to travel to Joshua Tree before starting his tour. On September 19, 1973, less than 2 days after arriving at the Joshua Tree Inn, in room number 8, Parsons accidentally overdosed on morphine and alcohol. His passing, unfortunately, was overlooked in the public eye when folk singer Jim Croce died in a plane crash just a day later. While Parsons' family made plans to bury him in Louisiana, where his stepfather lived, Kaufman and a friend stole his body from the airport and, in a borrowed hearse, they drove it to Joshua Tree in an attempt to fulfill his wish. They poured 5 gallons of gasoline into the open coffin and lit it on fire. While the cremation attempt was not successful, the area was marked by a small concrete slab and was presided over by a large rock flake known to rock climbers as the Graham Parsons Memorial Hand Traverse. The slab was eventually relocated to the Joshua Tree Inn. Graham Parsons' body was finally laid to rest at Garden of Memories Cemetery in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. The album, Grievous Angel, was released posthumously and, like all his other work, received critical acclaim.
In South Carolina, there are many tall pines.
I think it was exciting, but we never really had a definite audience that we could play to all the time. It's sometimes not as easy as just popping a pill and sitting down and having a big light bulb shine above your head. Sometimes you have to really get down into it.
But
You shouldn't expect miracles or anything. What matters is that I keep playing music. That's what I want to do.
it's pretend.
Despite his brilliance, Graham Parsons has yet to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Feel a